today we're going to be doing a fundamentals Pilates workout, and we're going to include some introductory series mat exercises that are modified so that they're super beginner. So you can start here if you've never done Pilates before. We're going to start by laying down. If you'd like, you may have a mat. If you don't have a mat, I would recommend working out on carpet. That way you have something underneath you and aren't just on the hard floor. We're going to start laying down on our backs. Just find a comfortable lying position, just lying down. And we're going to start with imprinting. This means you're just going to let your back relax into the mat. And as you do that, breathe deeply, trying to feel every single vertebrae press into the mat. Starting from the tailbone, working through the low back, through the middle back, and up to your head. Obviously, you're not going to press your neck into the floor because that would be anatomically impossible. As you do that, also think about lengthening the spaces between the vertebrae. One more full breath like this. Next, we're going to go to an exercise called breathing. So keep thinking about that imprinting position, but shift your focus. Take a deep breath in, pressing your back into the mat. And then exhale, funneling everything into the center of your body, almost like you're trying to cinch up your waist. And then exhale, bringing everything into the midline of the body. One more big breath in. And blow it all out. Next, you want to take your hands, make a triangle with your hands so that you have your thumbs together, your pointer fingers together, and it's a triangle. Your thumbs are going to go on your belly button, and you want to try to work the outside of your hand out toward your hip bones, and then your fingers will fall toward your pubic bone. You want to try to make sure this is parallel to the floor and isn't tilting so that you can lift your head and look at it, or tilting away from you. You want to try to keep it parallel to the floor. And again, we're going to take that deep breath in, and then as you exhale, let that triangle sink down to the floor and see if you can use your abdominals to lift it slightly toward your rib cage. And then a big breath in, keeping the triangle there. And then exhale and blow it all out. And one more deep breath in. See if you can breathe into the sides and back of your body so that triangle doesn't lift. And then exhale and let it sink toward the floor and lift toward your ribs. From here, we're going to an exercise called clockwork. We want to imagine that you have a marble sitting on the middle of your pelvis. And as you exhale, you want to roll that marble toward your belly button. And then inhale and roll it away from your belly button. Exhale, roll towards your belly button. Inhale, roll that marble away between your legs. One more exhale towards your belly button. Inhale and roll it away between your legs. Settle back into that nice, where that triangle that we had made before is nice and level on your pelvis instead of rocking one way or the other. Settle in the middle. And we're going to go to rib cage arms. Arms reach up toward the ceiling. Plug those shoulders down into the mat and broaden that collarbone. You want to think about making it nice and wide. Inhale, reach those arms up toward the ceiling, keeping the shoulders on the mat. And then exhale, reach overhead, reach longer. Inhale, come back up to the ceiling, reaching long. Exhale, reach overhead, keep the ribcage pressed into the mat. Reach longer and inhale, come back up. We're going to do one more. Exhale, reach, ribcage stays down into the mat. Neutral pelvis, that's where that triangle is on your pelvis is parallel to the floor. And then inhale and reach up. From here, go ahead and take your arms all the way down by your side, and we're going to do head nods. So starting with your head flat on the mat, it's going to stay connected to the mat for head nods. Tilt your chin down toward your chest as you lengthen the back of your neck back away from you. And then inhale and lift your chin toward the ceiling, keeping the back of your head on the floor. Then again, lengthen the back of the neck, letting the chin drop toward the chest. Then inhale and lift your chin toward the ceiling. One more time, exhale. Chin drops, lowers toward the chest as the back of the neck lengthens. Inhale and lift the chin back up. From here, we go into neck curls. You want to start every neck curl with a head nod. So you're lengthening through the back of the neck, letting the chin drop toward the chest, and then continue to lengthen as you lift up, funneling your rib cage down toward your waist. You can even reach your arms. I find that helps me a little bit. And then lengthen the spine as you lower back down. And again, start with a head nod, lengthening the back of the neck. Exhale as you lift, reaching long through those arms, and lengthen through the spine to lower back down. One more time, lengthen through the back of the neck, lift long, curl at the rib cage, and lengthen the spine to lay it back down. Next, we're going to do knee folds. For this, you want to think about using your abdominals to lift your leg in toward your chest and keeping your hips nice and still. So you don't want to dump in and press that low back into the floor. You're going to keep that nice neutral pelvis that we established earlier with the triangle on the pelvis, keeping it parallel to the floor. And you want to lift your right leg into your chest as you exhale. Inhale, let it lower away, keeping the abdominals fully in. And again, pull those abdominals in like a crank, pulling your left knee in toward your chest this time. And then exhale and lengthen it away. And exhale, pull the right knee in. Inhale, let it lengthen away. Keep thinking about making that spine nice and long. Left knee, exhale to come up. Inhale to reach it away. One more on each side. Exhale as you pull your right knee into your chest. Exhale and lengthen it away. This time the left leg, exhale, pull it in. And then inhale and lower it back down. Next, we're going to flip over onto the mat. I like to take my arm up overhead and roll over onto my tummy this way. From here, arms are going to go down by your side, and you want to try to not just dump into the mat and give into gravity. You want to keep your shoulders lifted up, and also your abdominals, almost like you're going to scoop them right up off the mat to create a space underneath your belly for like a car to pass through, like a child's toy car. From here, we're doing flight. You want your forehead to rest on the mat. Lift your shoulders up toward the ceiling, slide your shoulder blades into your back pockets, and lengthen through the arms to hover the head off the mat, and then lower back down. And again, inhale, pull those shoulder blades down towards your back pockets, and lift up. Again, we're still scooping the abdominals up off the mat the entire time. One more, shoulders reach to your back pockets, abdominals are lifting and scooping up off the mat, and lower back down. From here, you're going to press up onto our hands and knees and flip over onto your bottom. Sitting up nice and tall. Again, using those abdominals to keep the spine supported. And you can also put your hands down by your side. My arms are a little short, so I have to make this to actually make contact with the mat. Start with the feet flexed and reach through those heels. And then press through the balls of the feet, keeping the toes pulled back. And then point the feet all the way. Then pull the toes back and reach through those heels. As you do this, make sure that the center of the foot stays lined up with the center of the knee and the center of the hip. So that way you're not turning out from your knee or doing anything weird with your leg. You want to keep everything in a nice alignment. Good. From here, we're going to lay back down onto the back. We want to find that neutral pelvis again, lengthening long through the spine. Knees and feet are together, and your knees are bent with the feet flat on the floor. From here, keeping the pelvis nice and still, open the knees out wide. We call these knee spreads or butterflies, and then pull the knees back together. Use the abdominals, pull them back together. And then resist the knees opening by using the abdominals and the inner thighs, and then pull the legs back together. One more time, open the knees apart. And then exhale and pull them back together. From here, we're going to do knee sways. You want to try to keep your legs glued together like they are now, and just tip them over to one side, keeping your opposite shoulder on the mat. And then use your abdominals to pull your knees back up to the middle. Now we're going to tip to the other side. So reaching those knees nice and long, reach through that top knee especially. You'll get a little bit of stretch down the side of the body, and then pull back up with those abdominals. We're gonna do 2 more each side. So reach toward the first side, twisting through that torso. I like to keep my head looking up at the ceiling, keep my body in alignment, and come back to center. And reach to the other side, reaching nice and long through that top knee. And come back to center. 1 more on each side. Reach, keep those knees glued together, but again, reaching through those legs. You should feel taller at the end of your session. And then 1 more to the second side. Reach nice and long. Abdominals scoop deeply to pull back in and up. Next, we're going to go to goalpost arms. For this, you're going to have to flip back over onto your belly. Again, making sure you're lifting those abdominals. Arms are going to go on the mat, and I should show you this sitting up. You want your arms like this on the floor. So that's what I call them, goalpost arms. So again, scooping the abdominals, goalpost arms. Slide your shoulder blades down into your back pockets. And from here, you're going to try to lift the hands up off the mat without lifting the elbows. And then lower back down. Still scooping those abdominals up, lift the hands up, and lower back down. If you're like me, you rotate your cuffs. Don't really want to do this one. 1 more time. Lift and lower back down. And we're going to flip back over onto our backs. So go ahead and flip back over. This time this is leg slides. Now, for this one, it is super helpful to have socks on. Normally I don't do Pilates with socks, and I'll take them off after this, but for the leg slides, totally helpful to have socks on. And we're going to do 3 on the right, then do 3 on the left. So starting with your right leg, start with the knees bent, feet flat on the floor, and you can have your legs apart about hip width. Press your right foot into the mat and slide it out long on the mat. Reaching long, you're going to flex that foot and reach through that heel like you're going to touch the wall way out there on the other side of you. And then slide it back in, and this is where it's nice to have your socks. And slide it back out, and you should feel a little bit in your glute and your hamstring working, not like on fire working, but they're just active. And then pull it back in. Use those abdominals to pull it back in. And 1 more. Slide that right leg out nice and long. And slide it back in. Now we go to the left. Slide the left leg out nice and long. Reach through that heel. See how long you can make that leg. And slide it back in. Try not to gather up your mat like I'm doing. And again, press it out. Reach long through that heel. Scoop the abdominals to pull that leg back in. 1 more time. Reach out nice and long, sliding, pressing into that mat. Reach longer and scoop and pull back in. So I'm going to go ahead and take my socks off because normally I don't do Pilates with socks on. Next, we're going to move into some of the introductory series mat exercises, and we're going to do them all modified for today, and actually for the next several sessions that I'm going to do with you guys. We're going to keep these at a modification and just try to build up a good solid base. We're going to start with the 100. For the 100, it is very important that you take full deep breaths, breathing into the sides and back of your body. The more you think about it and do it, the easier it will become. At first, it sounds like, you want me to do what? Just bear with me and keep trying it, and eventually it'll make sense. We're going to start by, you can always leave your feet flat on the floor if you want for this one. You can also leave your upper body down, whatever you want to do. I'm going to start with my legs we would say normally in a tabletop position, but we like to kind of let them collapse in because this puts a lot of strain on the body. So just kind of let them fall into your chest. And I'm also going to lift my head and shoulders up off the mat. The arms are reaching long and pumping as you inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1, and inhale. And exhale. Big breath in. And blow it out. Inhale. And exhale. Big breath in. And exhale. Halfway there. Let's try to go in through the nose. And out through the nose. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and blow it out. 2 more breaths. And exhale. Last one, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lower the head back down. Hug those knees into your chest. We are going to sit up for the seated rollback, which is a modification of the, a building block, I guess I should say, of the roll up, which we'll get to down the road. So sitting up nice and tall, knees bent, feet flat on the floor, you're gonna hold behind your thighs for support. As you exhale, you want to pretend your pelvis is a bowl and like you're going to spill water out the back side of it and tilt your pelvis backwards to roll back. And you can round your back into a capital C curve and then come back forward and sit up tall. And exhale, curling into that C curve, going back only as far until your arms straighten, and then round forward and roll back up. Let's do 4 more. And round forward and roll back up. Now as you do that C curve, you want to keep it nice and elongated. You don't want to get a lowercase c, we want a capital C. And round forward, roll back up. Let's do 2 more. Exhale, keeping that capital C curve. Round forward, roll up, lengthening that spine nice and long. 1 more time. Exhale, curling into that C, round forward. And roll back up. Now we lay back down for the 1 leg circle. Now this one is normally done with the bent legs, but we're going to do both legs bent today so that we can keep that nice neutral pelvis with the, the triangle that we talked about parallel to the floor. Arms are going to go flat on the mat, and this is actually easier if you really think about anchoring whatever's touching the mat into the mat, like it's going to not move. Knee starts directly over the hip. And you want to take the leg across the body, circle down, around and up. Circle across, down, around and up. Now for my flexible friends, we want to try to keep within the frame of the mat. You don't want to go out wider than the mat. And 1 more time. Across, down, around and up. Now reverse that circle. Out, down, across and up. Out, down, across and up. We're anchoring those hips into the mat. We don't want anything to move except the 1 leg. Out, down, across and up. 1 more time. Out, down, across and up. Lower that leg down onto the mat and lift the other one up. Again, starting with that knee directly over the hip. Take the leg across, down, around and up. Across, down, around and up. Across, down, around and up. 2 more. Anchoring the body. Last one. Around and up. And then reverse. Take it out. Down, across and up. Out, down, across and up. Now as you go across, you want to try to reach for that opposite shoulder and then stop with the knee over the hip. Out, down, across and up. Last one. Out, down, across and up. Next would normally be rolling like a ball, but we're going to do the teeter-totter. So pull your knees into your chest and grab behind your upper thigh there. Lift your head, look down your shirt at your belly, and we're just going to rock back and forth on our back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 more, and the last one, sitting all the way up. That wasn't too bad, was it? Next, we're going to go into the ab series, starting with the single leg stretch. We're going to do this seated, and I want you to think about, remember when we did the seated rollback, we went back and made the C curve. We're going to start in that position with 1 knee pulled into your chest, the other leg out long. The reason we're doing this is because the leg slides that we did, we're going to do that same concept of pressing down into the mat as we change legs so that you can activate the glutes and hamstrings. And reach out. And switch those legs. Think about sliding them like a grasshopper would slide their legs. And switch. And switch. And let's do 3 more each side. And switch. 2 more, and switch. Last one, and switch. Going into the double leg stretch. Pull both knees into your chest, and reach the arms and legs away from each other out nice and long. Circle the arms around and hug back in. Reach long away from each other, scooping those abdominals, and hug back in. And reach nice and long. Circle around and hug back in. 3 more. Reach. and hug back in. Sit all the way up. We're going to take the legs out. We're going to keep them bent for today and flex those feet. We're going to do spine stretch forward. Now this one, if you'd like, you can do leaning against a wall. I find it super helpful to be back up against the wall because it gives you that feedback of, are you sitting up straight or are you kind of leaning back or leaning forward? And then it also helps you be able to feel peeling one spine or one vertebrae off the wall at a time instead of trying to go in big chunks. So sitting up nice and tall. If you want to go find a wall, find a wall. And think about lengthening that spine. Your head's going to go all the way up through the ceiling. Your tailbone's reaching down through the floor. As you exhale, peel your spine, starting at your head and working down through your ribs off the wall. Then inhale and stack back up tall. And exhale, rounding forward, peeling one spine, one vertebrae off the wall at a time. Inhale and stack back up. 3 more. Exhale. One piece, one piece, one piece. Think about growing taller. Inhale and round back up. Again, that capital C curve. 2 more. Exhale, reach long through those arms. Inhale and roll back up. Last one. Exhale, reaching long through your arms. Inhale and stack back up. Moving on to saw. If you went to a wall, come back to your mat because it's going to be hard to do this one against a wall. Sitting up nice and tall, knees bent. Feet flexed for this one, arms reaching out to the side. Make sure you're not getting behind yourself because that's going to throw your ribs out of alignment. So keep your arms just slightly in front where you can see them in your peripheral vision. Twist to one side, reach toward your pinky toes. Now if you can't quite reach your toes, that's okay. Reach longer, inhale, roll up. Exhale, go to the other side. Inhale, exhale, reach deeper, inhale up and over to the other side. Exhale, reach, inhale up and rotate to the other side. Exhale and reach deeper, inhale, roll up and rotate. One more each side. Keep the opposite hip pressing down into the ground. You don't want to tilt from one side to the other. And over and reach longer, inhale, roll up. Come back to center. Bring your arms and legs together and roll down onto the mat. If you need to hold behind your legs, you can do that. Moving on to our side kick series. Rolling over onto one side. You want to line your body up at the back edge of your mat. You can lay your head down on your bottom arm like this, or you can prop up on your elbow like this. We're going to eventually be working toward this here, to propping the head up on the hand. Take your both legs forward to the front edge of the mat and lift your top leg about hip height. Reach it long so that your hips are stacked so we're not back here where that side is crunched. You want to make a nice long waist. One of the exercises I'll do sometimes is short waist, long waist. I'll try to move my arm out of the way. Short waist, long waist. So you can kind of see the difference. Take your top hand, place your fist or hand flat into the mat so that you can really anchor again into the mat. That helps keep the upper body and the hips nice and still because the only thing that's moving is the leg. You want to keep everything still. That's the goal of the exercise. The leg is to challenge that stability. So we're going to take the leg forward, kick, sweep it long to the back, kick. Take it forward, kick, sweep it long, kick. Forward, kick, back, kick. 2 more, forward, kick, back, kick. Last one, and back. Now ups and downs. Take that top leg over the bottom leg and turn it out like a dancer so that your knee is facing up toward the ceiling. Kick that leg up, reach it longer to lower it down. Again, keeping those hips stacked as you come up. Reach it long to lower down. We don't want to get any short waist. We want nice and long waist. Reach long to lower down. 2 more. Kick the leg up. Reach it longer to lower it down. Last one, kick up. Reach long to lower down. Now, inner thigh lifts in circles. Go ahead and kick that leg up again. Jazz hand in front of that leg, like a 90s jazz dance. And then bend your knee, grab behind the ankle, and plant your foot flat on the floor in front of you. Now, if this is too hard, you don't have to hold on to that leg. It can be down a little bit further. So if you're really tight, don't feel the need to have to hold on to that leg, because that's really hard to do for some people. Then take your bottom leg back to the back edge of your mat in line with your body. Again, we're trying to keep this waist nice and long, not crunching in, really lengthening through that waist. Lift the bottom leg up, reach the heel out the door and lower down. Lift up, reach to the wall and lower down. Lift, reach it longer and lower. 2 more. Lift, reach long, reach your head longer. 2. So that we're growing nice and tall. Last one. And lower down. Now circles. Take the leg to the front of the mat. Lift, take it back and down. Front, up, back and down. Front, up, back and down. 2 more. Front, up, back, down. Last one. Front, up, back and down. Reverse, up, front, down and back, up, front, down and back. 3 more. 2 more. Lengthening nice and long. Don't forget those abdominals. Have they relaxed? They should be working. Last one. Now we're going to roll onto our belly. So take the leg, top leg down onto the bottom leg and roll to your belly. Your hands go underneath your forehead. And then again, you're lifting the abdominals up off the mat. Exhale and lift and hold that scoop, sliding your shoulder blades into the back pocket. Inhale and let it relax. Let's do one more. Exhale and scoop the belly up off the mat. And roll over onto your other side. I'm not going to be facing away from you. I'm going to flip around to do the other leg. But you can roll over to the other side, or you can flip around whichever way you want. And again, setting yourself up just as you did on the other side. Either head down or propped, hips stacked, body lined up with the back of the mat, and feet at the front end of the mat. Lift that top leg, reach it long. Again, we don't want short waist, we want long waist. No short waist, all long waist. No short waist, all long waist. Starting with front and back. Kick the leg front, front, back, back. Front, front, back, back. 3 more. Upper body still. Lengthen long through the leg and back. 1 more. Back, back. Ups and downs. Top leg over bottom leg and turn the leg out like a dancer. Kick the leg up. Reach it longer to lower down. Keep that waist nice and long. Reach long to lower down. 3 more. Lengthen the head in the opposite direction. Growing your body. Last one. And lower it down. Inner thigh lifts in circles. Take the leg up, jazz hand, bend, grab the ankle and place it on the floor, or if you're tight, again, just let it be where it can. Take the bottom leg to the back edge of the mat, hips stacked one on top of the other, lift the bottom leg, reach it long and lower. Lift, reach it long and lower. See if you can lift and reach through the wall that's down there on the other by your foot, and lower. Last one, lift. Reach and lower and circle to the front. Up, back, and down. Front. Up, back, down. Front. Up, back, down. 2 more. Lengthening through that spine. Keeping your hips stacked. Last one. And reverse. Up, front, down, and back. Up, front, down, and back. Keep going nice and strong. 2 more. Lengthen long. I'm your rhyme. I sound really silly. Take your leg out. We're going to plant your foot behind your top foot behind the bottom leg. Take your hands in front of your ear and sit up nice and tall. Grab behind those legs and lengthen through the spine and just melt into that capital C curve and then come back up. Melt into the C curve and come back up. 1 more time. Melt into the C curve and come back up. Now switch legs. And again, C curve and sit back up. And C curve. And when we come back up, we're coming up to like a V-sit position. And 1 more time. And sit back up. Now for our endings. We want to find a space of wall. And stand back against that wall. And you want to stand with your feet out 1 foot distance from the wall. Heels together, toes about 1 fist distance apart. Press your entire spine from your tailbone to your head, with the obvious exception of your neck, into the wall. Starting with the arms circles. Plug your shoulders into the wall and reach your arms forward. Take them up toward the ceiling, open wide to the side, but not pressing into the wall, because we don't want to press our ribs off the wall, keeping those ribs pressed into the wall. Again, forward, up, reaching long, pressing that spine into the wall. One more time, forward, reaching up, opening wide like you're going to touch the walls of the room, and reverse your circle. Reach out nice and wide, circle up and forward and down. Keep those shoulders plugged into the wall and reach. Your abdominals scooping in and up. Last one. Reaching long to the corners of the room. Now alternating arms. You want to try to keep your torso nice and still on this one. Reach one arm up toward the ceiling, kind of on the diagonal. You want to go straight in front of you because that kind of cuts off your line of your body. And then switch. Plugging those shoulders into the wall. Switch. And switch. One more each side. And last one. And then lower your arm down by your side. Now we're going to do roll downs with arm circles. So this is going to be kind of like your spine stretch forward that we did earlier. Peel your head off the wall. And then your shoulders, ribs one at a time, working through your low back. And you're just kind of hanging there until just your tailbone is touching. And you want to feel like somebody's got a spear right underneath your belly, so you're pulling it in and up. And the arms just kind of dangle circle. So you're not really trying to like circle your arms, it's just kind of like a lazy circle. And then reverse the circle. And just let them hang. And roll back up, pulling the shoulder blades down your back into your back pockets. Pressing your spine into the wall, one vertebrae at a time, till you hit your head. Let's do 2 more of those. Peeling your spine off the wall, starting at your head, and roll down. Pull those bellies in and up, and circle the arms in one direction. And then go the other direction. Let them hang and roll up. As you roll up, lengthen through that spine. See how much space you can put between each set of vertebrae. Make those discs nice and large. And again, roll down one more time. Can you make a capital C curve instead of crunching in on yourself? And circle those arms. And reverse the circle. Let them hang as you roll up, lengthening as long as you possibly can. From here, just step out one more step from the wall. My mat is in the way. Oh, I'll just step on it. And then separate your heels. So your feet are about hip bone distance apart. And again, we're pressing our entire spine into the wall. Arms are by our sides. These are the wall slides. Your shirt may get stuck on the wall. Don't worry about it. I'm not watching you. Reach your arms out forward in front of you as you go down like you're going to sit in a chair. And then press back up. We have 2 more. All the way down. And press back up. One more time. All the way down. And press back up. One-legged wall slides. Bring your feet back together. And slide down like you're going to sit in a chair. Take your right foot off the floor and press back up. Oh, that is so hard to keep nice and balanced instead of wiggling back and forth. Now, one more on the other side, then we'll be done. Slide all the way down. Take your left leg out and press up, push through that heel. Come all the way up. Go ahead and take your hands back to the wall, step back, and walk back out into the world with your new Pilates body. Thank you for joining me today for our Pilates workout. I hope to see you again on the next video. We'll progress nice and slowly so we can build a good, solid base before we get to the really hard, advanced stuff. Thank you for joining me.